Hello. Excuse me while I sneeze. That was not according to plan. So excuse me for that. It's a bit dusty here today still. Anyway, welcome back to Prove Your Skill number 3 yet again, final group. We had a bit of a disaster yesterday, as most of you are aware, whereby there was an issue with the server, which meant quite a few games had to be replayed. Now, GV and Feast, ID and RN are not two of those games. The reason being, those results were recorded. Unfortunately, despite the fact that ENT and E7 went out, did play on Canal, and there was a result, it was not recorded. So, unfortunately, E7 and ENT will go out again. What I find disappointing, I'll be honest with you, is they're going out on the same map, which is Canal. So whatever strats they had yesterday and used, they won't be able to use them again today, realistically. Now, ENT won that game yesterday. I guarantee they're going to do the same thing again today. GV and HLV, well, GV turned over Feast 2-0 on Canal. So they are already into the semi-finals today. And HLV turned over RN again on Canal. Oh, sorry, King. Sorry, they're already through. So RN are through. They won their game as well. No, they haven't. They're going out with ID today. So it's RN and ID, ENT and E7 are going out today. So we had 2 results, and we had all 4 games, but we only had 2 results recorded. So that's the way it's going to happen. We're set to go out shortly. I will do a quick flyover of Canal. However, it's going to be difficult to try and anticipate the strats. They had pretty decent strats yesterday, to be honest with you, but chances are they've had to can those for today. So let's get up high. Now, what you generally find on Canal is bloody mosquitoes. Is it's a bit wet and dreary. It's not raining, but it's sort of dreary today in Dubai, so the mosquitoes have come out in force. And what normally happens is you get a fast cap on B, and we're seeing teams going to the A cap and then effectively putting pressure on. We've also been seeing some very aggressive moves over the bridge to put the pressure on the C cap, and in the reverse from that spawn coming over the bridge and putting pressure on the B cap. We did see a D cap strat yesterday from one of the clans, so who knows what is going to happen. We just don't know. I mean, they're not going to use the same strats, but it's all about the caps. Or it's all about aggression, basically, on Canal. So it'd be interesting to see how they play this one today. We didn't look at Fort Despair, but we will today, just in case. Now, Fort Despair, one of the older maps, and it's not exactly, it's a medium-sized map. It's not big, it's not small, but there are limited things you can do with it, to be honest with you. Now, generally what you see is that clans like to send tanks up to this avenue. It used to be mediums and lights, but more recently it started to be those heavies. Getting up here, trying to get those spots. They also like to send haul down tanks into this area here, especially like a Vickers, or even a Vickers, to get those spots. From here the Vickers gets to spot that side and anything going that way, and from the other side they get to spot anything going that way and anything basically traversing. Clans sometimes use super heavies like a Mount on E100. From this side they'll stick it here, or if they run 2 they'll try and push into that B cap. From the alternative side, well, they'll stick them here, or again if they run 2 they'll push them in. Clans also like to stick tanks in these little pigeonholes here. That way they can get good spots as they traverse across there with the super heavies, and they can also reset the cap. And again, it's quite a mirror on the other side. So again, they can get the spots, they can reset the cap. Sometimes clans do send heavies down this way and have a bit of a sort of hunkering for this C cap, but 9 times out of 10 you get to see the main action areas between this area that we're now looking at, mainly between the A and the B cap. But again, you just never know what they're going to do and what strats they're going to pull out of the bag. We've got about a minute before we get the room invite. Oh, hello, I got messages. Hi. Nice, Raj. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing that we've got to replay this, but it is what it is, unfortunately. I mean, these things do happen. They do happen. So, unfortunate, but can't be helped, I guess. I'm not expecting to see a lot of people coming onto the stream today, to be honest with you. Everybody was sort of set for tomorrow. Not only that, one of the other problems we got, if I click on this tab, go back into here, we've got lots of Prove Your Skill tournaments kicking off at the same time. Sorry, lots of quick tournaments kicking off at the same time here today, because a bit of a conflict. Can't be helped. Here's what it is. There's the room invite. Let's click on it. Let's go in and let's jump back out again and wait till we start. So that's always going to drive the interest down, having it on the same night as a QT, because quite a lot of people would like to do the QTs. I mean, let's see how many clans are registered. Oh, none. But I don't know if that... Oh, there's quite a lot of clans participating at the moment. And if I come back out again and go into the tier 8, again, there's a lot of people, a lot of clans there. And if I come into the tier 6, again, there's a lot of clans registering their players. So there's a lot more interest in the QTs at the moment, which is a shame really, because this is the pinnacle of the tour scene, namely the clan wars, namely PYS. But I can understand people were more set on watching it yesterday than they are today, and no doubt the clans are more disappointed than any of us, to be perfectly honest and frank with you. That's not going to say there's going to be any sort of... I expect the clans to approach this professionally, and I'm sure they will. They'll be miffed, but they'll still approach it professionally. So hello everybody in the chat. It would be lovely if I could interact with you, but it's pretty difficult with the delay, but I do see the chat. So looking at the clans here, well, we will have ENT on the north spawn and E7 on the south spawn. They've still got over 3 minutes before they roll out, so we just need to wait until they ready up and get into their groove, so to speak. I'm just checking some bits and bobs, making sure everything is going according to plan. I think it is. Yeah, just about. So it looks like E7 may be readied up first. At the moment we have 7 Ruler in a Kranwagen, Chromatrox in an E5, Nitroglycerin in a Kranwagen, X Gamma in a T22, Yori Tart potentially in an E5. No, he's now in a T22, potentially. Nuggies in Fries in an E5 and Pink Puffins in an E5. Is there anybody sat on the bench? No, there's nobody sat on the bench. We're still waiting for ENT. They haven't actually pulled their team together yet, but they've got over 2 minutes, so again, not a big deal, to be perfectly honest. Oh look, there's Stitch, the hero from the EU server. Hello Stitch. ENT's team have rolled up. Striker so far is in a T26, the Dirty Seal Clubber. That's a joke, by the way. It's absolutely a joke. Don't shoot me down for that. Chances are he's not been seal clubbing, he's just been driving around in that as they're doing their training, looking at their positionings on the map. Because it's good to have a little nippy tank to do that. At the moment we have Clutch in an AMX 50B, Devil's Anthem in an IS4, King Walls in an E5, our Necromancer in a 50B, he's going to be doubling up with Clutch there. Renamed User in an E5, Steve in an E5, and Striker. Well, we don't know what Striker's going to be in yet. It's certainly not going to be a T26, I can assure you of that. Not less than a minute now, so we'll see what will go down. Still waiting for Striker to change his tank, bless him. And there he goes, he's in a Vickers Light. So just over half a minute to go before we roll out here on the rescheduled quarter-final for Group 1 final stage, PYS number 3, Eon Asia. And as I said, you've got to feel sorry for the guys. Both of them played this game yesterday. As I said, ENT won yesterday. Are they going to be able to do the same thing today? Or are E7 going to be a little bit wiser to it? I mean, there was an ammo rack in yesterday's game, I believe. Although I can't remember, but I think there was an ammo rack in yesterday's game. Unless they're going to mirror another ammo rack in today's game, it's going to be a different type of game, to be honest. So let's get a pie to the back of the map, and already we are seeing a different strat here from ENT. They're not going to the A cap this time. They're looking for a B and a D cap strat. Moving over, Striker's going to get to that D cap. He gets those good spots. He's spotted Nuggets in Fries. Nuggets in Fries is going for the aggressive push onto the B cap. The T22s of X Gamma and Nat backwards. That's a good shot into Nat backwards from our Necromancer. Keeping his head down. Nuggets in Fries is really pushed forward, as we can see here. Really pushing forward, trying to put some pressure on that B cap. Devil's Anthem is in the B cap and he is pretty protected. C cap has been taken, B cap has not, so E7 do have the base advantage at the moment. T22s of X Gamma is backed off a little bit and Nat backwards hasn't though. He's pushed forward a little bit. Now Pink Puffins and Chromatox in the E5 is coming around to give some support over here on this D cap. A little bit different to how E7 played this yesterday, I will be honest. Moving around, that's a good shot into Devil's Anthem there. That came across from Nuggets in Fries getting in there. Or was it from Nitroglycerin? It could have been from Nitro. B cap has finally been taken, but the advantage is definitely sitting with E7 at this moment in time. King Wars has gone down. Didn't see that. Didn't see that at all. So I'll have to check that out, see if that was an ammo rack. Moving around, well, there's a bit of a push here, and already ENT did not suffer from an ammo rack yesterday. It was E7. So already ENT being the brunt of this rescheduled game. Steve the Troller and Rename News are now trying to push into Nat backwards. We're going to leave that because at the moment they're losing the middle area. Devil's Anthem has come back out. Clutch has gone high. Necromancer's had to drop down. B-cap will now be taken by E7. On the back foot here a little bit are ENT. They are taking the D-cap, so let's go back around here. 7 Ruler is a one-shot by looks on it. 422 hit points. Nat backwards has gone down, so now at least they're even Stevens on the amount of tanks on the battlefield. And E7 are lower on hit points, but they do have those base points. Pink Puffins here is, well, he's also a little bit worse for wear. 584 is a two-shot, and ENT will be looking to close him down. And there they go, closing him down. So Nat backwards down, Pink Puffins down. Nuggets and Fries is trying to come in. 7 Ruler, that's a great shot. Really good awareness by Steve the Troller. So 3 tanks down now for E7. And ENT are slowly but surely bringing those points back, despite the fact they've only got 1 base. X Gamma here should go down. Oh, Striker really avoiding Nuggets and Fries there. Oh, X Gamma is still alive. Steve the Troller, oh, well, he gets out of that. X Gamma goes down. It's 3 against 6. But Steve the Troller should go down to Chromatrox. Down he goes. Nuggets in Fries, however, has been whittled down to nothing. Down he goes. We're going to leave that because that's only a small battle there. Nitroglycerin, we're going to go back because Nitroglycerin goes down before we can get there. Rename using Chromatrox here. Oh, Chromatrox taken out by Striker. E7 looked good there. They looked like they were going to have it. I'm going to see what happened to poor old King Walls. I didn't see what happened to him, to be perfectly honest with you. So we need to check that out. King Walls going down to a 0, and he received 2 hits. So yeah, it would have been an ammo rack, because there's no way he's going to receive 2 penetrations and lose all his hit points from only 2 pens. So that would have been an ammo rack. Sorry we missed that. It was Pink Puffin who actually got him in the end. So poor old King Walls. But ENT managing to hold it, managing to win it yet again. So we're going to switch those spawn points. here on Canal. This time ENT are on the south spawn, E7 on the north. Looks like there's a bit of change. So we've got Clutch in the 50B, Devil's Anthem in the IS-4, Ken Walls in the E5, R Necromancer in the E5, Renamed User in a Vickers, Steve the Trawler in a Mouse, and Striker in a Vickers. So a lot of mobility there, except for the Mouse. 2 Vickers, only 150B though, that's interesting. Moving over to E7, Nat backwards in a Vickers, 7 Ruler in a Kranwagen, X Gamma in a Kranwagen. Alex coming in now, he is in an E5, Nitroglycerin also jumps into an E5, Nuggets and Fries in an E5, and Pink Puffins also in an E5. Oh, I like the name Pink Puffins. I think Pink Puffins is a fantastic name. I really do. Really, really makes me laugh. Absolutely, another E5 ammo rack. Yeah. Anyway, we're going in now. This is the second game on Canal. I'm interested to see how they're going to play this one. I mean, clearly they're playing it completely differently as they played it yesterday. Hit points are in favour of E7. Well, it will be. They've got 2 Vickers out of ENT. And you can see there Striker saying, Ken, don't get shot for a few seconds, please. We'd like to keep you in the battle. Not his fault, he gets ammo rack, bless him. So looking at the way they're lining up, Striker is heading out to D. C-Cap will be taken quickly. The Mouse and Steve the Trawler here. Oh, they were looking to put pressure on, but E7 are really being aggressive. Coming down, dropping down into the Canal, moving around. So Nuggies and Fries getting right up into a push position here, trying to put pressure onto Steve the Trawler in this Mouse. Steve the Trawler in the Mouse really getting punished. I mean, he's really forward and his bottom plate is showing, so it's hardly surprising that they're able to punish him from over there. He's going to go down here, he's not going to last. He's now a one-shot. Nuggies and Fries is going to stick his nose over and try and get that bottom plate. Oh, he does. Leaves him on 32 hit points. Steve the Trawler is going to go down. Down he goes. So, no ammo rack. Not this time. So they have got the base points, however, have ENT, even though they've lost a tank. So they do have control of the game, and now they're just going to sit there and defend, waiting for E7 to effectively push. E7 are now dropping into the B cap. Necromancer there trying to get the reset, and he does. Not backwards jumping out, but he's waiting for Pink Puffins and Nuggets and Fries to help out there in that cap, and they do. So E7 has stacked themselves up on this side at this moment in time. That, however, may allow ENT, although they've got to be careful, there is an E5 and a Kranwagen there. B cap has now been taken, but ENT will still be base point deficit. Now Nuggets and Fries in that backwards are rotating back round towards the Alex position there in the E5. So we're just going to sit over here for the moment. I'm also looking at ENT bringing their tanks round to this position. Not all of them, admittedly. 2 E5s there now for E7, and there's an IS, an E5 and a Vickers. And here comes Nat backwards in his Vickers. Kranwagen and E5, Pink Puffins and X Gamma just overlooking B. Striker, Clutch and Necromancer, wow, they're just in defensive positions here. Chances are something's going to happen down this side, but we just don't know yet. As I said, ENT do have control of the game. They do have control of the game at the moment. They know that E7 are the ones who are going to have to make all the moves. And for E7, the only move is this side, realistically, pushing into that C-cap or potentially flanking round. They're not going to flank round. Nitroglycerin is now going to join up here as well. Necromancer is trying to get those spots, and he only sees Pink Puffin. You can see here, King Wars is surprisingly still alive. He was not ammo racked in this game. Bless him. Now here they go. We've got the Crown Wagons of X-Gamma and 7 Ruler pushing through the middle. Necromancer's going to be there, and so is the Vickers of Striker and Renamed User and the AMX of Clutch. At the same time, they're going to push around the flank here. King Wars and Devil's Anthem are absolutely isolated, to be fair. There's only 2 of them. 2 against 3. Can they hold out here? It is an E5 and an IS-4. So I'm just going to leave that little tussle there for the moment. They're all trying to push onto poor old Necromancer. He is out on his own, but he does have a lot of stuff behind him. So we're going to get to the back here. We can see Clutch is just reloading. Over in that side, wow, Devil's Anthem is being punished a little bit. And King Wars is still alive. He has not been ammo racked just yet. Now you can see King Wars is going to push down onto Nuggies. And that's exactly what he's doing. Necromancer, though, is looking worse for wear here. He's being pushed and he's gone. That's a good push from Pink Puffins and X-Gamma. Renamed User now in trouble. Striker is saying attack, but Steve the Troller and Necromancer gone. Alex has gone down, but King Wars is going to go down as well. Down goes King Wars. Striker's coming in. E7 are going to get it, and they do on the points. So they are going to go to a decider. That's going to disappoint ENT. E7 therefore do have a chance to bring this around and actually take themselves into a semi-final, a place they were not at yesterday. To be fair, E7 played that one beautifully. They did outplay ENT there. Poor old Steve the Troller was just overexposed, bless him. Not much he could do about it. He just had his bottom plate exposed, and well, basically they farmed him to oblivion. There was a great push. Crown Wagons pushing at the same time as the E5s. Very nicely done, I must admit. I did enjoy that from E7. They timed it very nicely. Double push. By then, I mean, look, poor old Necromancer was out on his own. And, wow, it was always going to be a difficult one to counter. Going into Fort Despair, we have ENT on the south, Spawn E7 on the north. ENT have read it up. We have Clutch in an E5, Devil Anthem in an IS-4, King Wars in an E5, Necromancer in an IS-4, Renamed User in a mouse, Steve the Troller in a mouse, Striker in a mouse. So 3 mouses for ENT. Moving over to E7, well, we have Nat backwards in the IS-4, 7 Ruler in a Crown Wagon, Nitroglycerin in a Crown Wagon, X-Gamma in a Crown Wagon, Alex in an IS-4, Nuggies and Fries in an E5, and Pink Puffins in a Crown. Yuri Tart is sat on the bench along with Legacy for ENT, Yuri Tart obviously for E7. So ENT are going to be looking to dominate the middle area with those 3 mouses, I would suspect. So, deciding match here on Fort Despair. Winner takes it all into the next round. Who's it going to be, though? Well, that's the question. Hit points are going to be favouring, strangely enough, ENT with those mooses, 3 of them. And will it help them, though? That's the thing. Anyway, let's get a pie into the back. So, I'm expecting the 3 mouses to go to the middle area towards that B cap. What are we expecting the other side to do? Well, E7 at the moment. Looks like they're sending their IS force to this position and the Crown Wagon to that C cap area. Oh, sorry, the B cap area, the ramp I showed you in the flyover. With 2 Crown Wagons of X-Gamma and Pink Puffins holding back. Nuggies and Fries is very, very aggressive there into the B cap. Very aggressive indeed. And, wow, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to leave these IS-4s over here. It's the middle area that looks like it's going to have a lot of action eventually. Renamed User is just side-scraping, just back from where I pointed out. They're in depth here, to be honest with you. Steve the Troller is looking for the C-cap, B-cap, so E7 have got the advantage at the moment cap-wise. Necromancer and Devil Anthem are looking down the line in the IS-4s. Clutch is just holding back in the E5. King Wars is also trying to get the spots, but oh, that's a good shot into striker. Steve the Trawler will get C. However, the let's not be honest. Let's not kid ourselves here. He's 7 at the moment and control of this game. Now, ENT, well, they've got to push. E7 will just keep their IS4s there, just to keep that flank, and will sort of get hauled down as much as possible behind these walls and behind these lumps to prevent anything coming into that B cap. So ENT have got it all to do. Don't get me wrong, they do have some super heavy tanks out there. Good shot going in. That was from Clutch into Pink Puffins. And as you can see, X-Gamma and Nuggers in Fries here rotating around to go on the other side just to go haul down. Devil's Anthem has now been spotted. Great shot by Striker into the side of Nuggers in Fries. Nuggers in Fries is really being aggressive. Pushing down on towards... bloody mosquitoes. Pushing down towards Devil's Anthem. He has got the IS-4s coming with him though of Nat Backwards and Alex. Necromancer is looking to get shots into Nat Backwards, and he does. Devil's Anthem looking to get now. The mouses are moving. So the mouses are moving to B, but we're going to stay here just back a little bit. Got Striker and Steve the Troll and Rename User pushing into the middle. But we also have the IS-4s here of Necromancer. They are supported by Ken Wars and Clutch. But E7 are pushing heavily here onto Devil Anthem and to Necromancer. But Devil's Anthem is the target acquisition. Now ENT have got 2 caps, so they've turned it quite significantly. Nuggets and Fries is a 1-shot. Down goes Devil Anthem, but down goes Nitroglycerin. Nuggets and Fries also is going to go down. Yes, he does. He goes down. Pink Puffins is toying with the Cranwagon over there with Steve the Trawler in the mouse. So E7 now pushing down onto Ken Wars. Good shot in by Clutch, but doesn't do anything to the IS-4. Ken Wars dropping his reactive armor and being pushed at the same time. Renamed User in the mouse coming in to give a bit of a hassle to Nat Backwards. Ken Wars is going to be facing off against the IS-4 there. Pink Puffins is still alive with only 17 hit points. That's a ram for Steve the Trawler if he can do it. Yes, he does. Nat Backwards going down here. So it's just X-Gamma, 7 Ruler and Alex. 3 against 6. But Ken Wars is going to go down eventually, potentially, if somebody can get the shot in. Rename User coming to block X-Gamma from taking the shot. Alex can shoot him, and Alex doesn't shoot him. X-Gamma does. Clutch, however, puts a great shot into 7 Ruler. Just these 3 against, well, 5. Now it's 2 against too many. X-Gamma is very healthy, but I don't know what Renamed User is doing. He's, I mean, the mouse isn't the mobile. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, I've got losses. Wow. Don't worry about it, Rename User. X-Gamma, last man standing, but it doesn't matter because it goes on points. Yeah, we are suffering from packet loss here on Asia, which is probably why Rename User was looking like he was doing like crazy things. So yeah. However, ENT did turn it around. They will go into the semi-final. They would have gone into the semi-final yesterday, but they will go into the semi-final today. Let's have a look to see who they are going into the semi-final with, however. Well, they are off against HLV in about 15 minutes. Which means RN are going out against GV. Just to make sure. There you go. GV against RN. We're going out on Naval Frontier, so we'll have a quick look at that before we get into replays. So, Naval Frontier, here we go. Now, again, Naval Frontier is an interesting map. Depends how you want to play it. You can be super aggressive, or you can be passive aggressive, or you can be sort of whatever. If you're going to be super aggressive, well, there are many ways to play it. A lot of teams like to send their heavies over to this C-cap area, get something into this position here, and try and put pressure on. It is a mirror, so you can do it from the other side as well, and some clans do that. At the same time, some clans like to send tanks up here, like a sometimes a Progetto, sometimes a Vickers, sometimes a Cranwagon, and again, it's a mirror position over in that side, and they do the same thing. Generally, we're always going to get one tank going here into this bush, get those spots, and there is a mirror bush right there, and you get it from the other side. Now, I have seen some very, very interesting strats recently where from this spawn they push through, drop one tank there, carry on pushing, and try and get around the back here to put a lot of pressure on the enemy. And I saw on NA last night that they did exactly the same from this side of the map. Not only did they stick a tank here in E5 to put pressure down this road, but they also sent another E5 to come around the back here and put pressure on that A-cap. Because if you're going to do a strat like that, generally you do send tanks like E5s over here to take the A-cap and sort of consolidate. 9 times out of 10, well, it depends on their strats. Sometimes we have action brawl around here. Sometimes we have an action brawl. It's all about the caps on this one. Sometimes we have an action brawl here. And sometimes we have a bit of a brawl around here. Again, it all depends on what strats they are utilizing. Sorry. Dropped out. Vineyards, I believe, is the decider. So let's have a quick overview of Vineyards. I do like Vineyards as a map. I think it's great, especially on the tournament scene. I think the tournament scene, it's a really good map. Nice, big, able to get around it and do lots of interesting things. So from this position, normally you will get tanks sending something into this B cap, really fast capping it. And if the clans are being aggressive, well, they will send heavies along here, get over this water, around to this position to put pressure on that A cap. At the same time, they will also send a couple of tanks maybe into this sort of area around here, just to get those early spots and to give some support. From the other side, well, sometimes they'll fast cap, obviously, and then peel off their heavies and do one of two things. Either peel them off and go here to where the base is on random battles, keeping nicely hauled down, or alternatively, going through the bridge and onto the bridge, getting to this area to put pressure on. Sometimes you will see clans sticking a heavy, like an IS-4, in like this position, and from the other side, it's you've got a bit of a haul down position here that you can get to nicely. Alternatively, you can get to this rock and have some fun there. The other thing that you sometimes see is that clans will try and put pressure on the C cap. They will send their mediums and lights down here normally, not straight in, get around to this area. That way they can put pressure on the C cap and get some good spots. Again, it all depends on what meta they're using. Generally, you get the action areas around this area here more than anything. But I have seen action being taken in this area as well. And as we're over here, I might as well show everybody the Sturm Tiger, which is sat in the corner. There it is for everybody to see. Sturm Tiger. Never going to come, but there is one in the game. Well, there's two actually. There's one on Rockfield as well. So there you go. That's what we're looking at. We will see what we will see coming up next. Well, now let's have a look, see if I've got any replays. I should have. Let's have a look at this one. You can drop my ugly mug off. Don't need to see me. This is ice cream chilling on the EU server. It's a very...
Let's get this show on the road.
It's going to be a great match, this one. I mean, ENT not looking looking as much as on fire as they were yesterday, but still pretty impressive. Oh, that was a bit of a glitch. Still pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie.
Enemy armor is damaged. Punched right through their armor. Our track is hit. It could break any minute. Penetration.
Don't know if we're going to get an ammo rack in this game. You just never know. It's an E5 after all. Seen a lot of ammo racks so far this tour. To be honest with you, you've seen a mouse being ammo racked, not on Asia but on EU. You've seen an IS-4 being ammo racked, again on EU. seen ammo racks almost in every single round on every server, to be honest with you. You saw an ammo rack today. Ken Wall's getting ammo racked. Yesterday it was somebody from E7 getting ammo racked. So yeah, RNG. Now the thing about ammo racks is 99.9% of the time it's pure RNG luck rather than skill. I know a lot of people are not going to like me saying that, because a lot of people think that they're aiming for the ammo racks. No, I mean a lot of the time it is RNG. RNGs are shining upon you rather than absolute pure skill. Can't disagree with you there, Mr. President. Almost didn't turn up, you're right. Oh.
Looks like that one went right through. We hit them hard. Nice shot.
Looks like the chat is sort of kicking off to an extent. Guys, please don't abuse the mods. If you abuse the mods, then I'll ban you. Seriously, there's no reason for it. What'll happen is, look, the mods are there to keep the chat nice and friendly. We're here to seriously watch the gameplay of the clans. 9 times out of 10, you know, it's irrelevant if you're here to listen to me. I don't care if you have me on silent and you just watch the clans playing beautiful gameplay and throwing everything they can at it and showing us how to play the tanks at the top tiers of the game. That's the idea of it. So I understand there's going to be some friendly banter and understand things like that. Don't mind any of that. Don't abuse people, guys. We're not here for that. Seriously. Banter, okay. Don't have a problem with it. Abuse? No, I will have a problem with it. We normally have a very laid back chat. Everybody generally gets on. We're not here to stifle opinion. We are here to make sure that everybody is respectful to everybody else. Now, chances are I can't play another replay because we've got 5 minutes before we get the room. But that's a great little game there by Ice Cream Chilling on Blitz of Aqua. Doing just over 6k, getting a lovely little mastery. So yeah, we go out in 5 minutes, so I can't actually show another replay, guys, because we'll get in the room invite. As you see, 5 minutes, 32 minutes past the hour. We're at 28 minutes past the hour, so we've had the invite already. 4 minutes ago, I'm just going to ready up and pop back out again. We are following HLV now along with ENT, so it's going to be a good one. Like I said, they're going out on some interesting maps. You've seen the overviews. La di da di da 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 da. Sorry while I'm humming and sort of to myself. It's just the way it works. Okay, let's jump in. HLV and ENT haven't turned up yet. They've still got over 3 minutes, so I'm not overly surprised. Oh, almost forgot my webcam. Yeah, you get to see me again. Beard, hello. Say hello to the beard. It's coming on nicely. Here on Naval Frontier, we're going to have HLV on the north spawn, ENT on the south spawn. ENT are starting to roll up and rock in now. We're still waiting on HLV. They'll turn up though. They have lots of time. Yes, they do. It'd be interesting to see what meta they select. That's always the interesting thing. You sort of understand what kind of strat they're going to do with the selection of their meta. And, you know, if that's what HLV are going out in, then that's going to be a very interesting strat indeed. I don't think it will be their strat. I don't think it will be their meta. I think they'll change most of those, but you just never know. Hello, New Zealand. Where are you, the technician in New Zealand? The reason I ask is my mother lives in... now, there are umpteen ways to pronounce this. Whangarui, Whangarei, Whangarei, Wangarui. In the North Island, you kind of know where I mean. That's where she lives. Anyway, we're still waiting for them to get their teams in. At the moment, neither side have got a full team. Now we have. There comes ENT. They've got a full team now, and they've readied up. Kind of. Steve the Troller hasn't readied up. He readied up, and then he didn't ready up. Now he's readied up again. So we have Clutch in an E5, Devil Anthem in an IS4. King Wars, well, he was readied up in a Cran, but now he's going into an IS4. Necromancer, IS4, renamed user, Mouse, Steve the Troller, Cranwagon, and Striker in Avika's Light. With the IS4s and the Mouses, well, they'll be looking to dominate either the C and the B caps. With, I don't know where, with Striker there is going to be looking to get all the spots in that bush that we showed you. With Clutch and the Cranwagon as the support. HLV, well, they still haven't got a full team. They've still got over a minute to go. Don't have a full team yet, so we don't know fully. You'd be surprised though, Simon, in Clan Wars. When you go full offensive in Clan Wars, you generally make the other team react. And they come in and they plug those spaces, to be honest with you. It's all about the points. And if you can go full on aggressive and focus a tank. I mean, Endgame, for example, if you watch Endgame do it like a charm. And they will isolate tanks and then they will... Oh my god. Don't know what's going on today with people being absolutely crazy. But, you know, I mean, haters have got to hate. Anyway, we have HLV readied up. I was too busy sorting somebody out. So HLV have got MX-50B 2 times with 7710 and Kuyu. Momosaku in an IS4, From Abyss in a Cran, Rush in a Cran, Enjoy Solo Q, loving his mouse again, and Safety Zone in that Vickers. So hit points are, well, pretty much even Stevens. Not much in it, to be fair. Get up high, you blooming thing. There we go. So we've got HLV heading towards the B and the A cap with Safety Zone going to get those spots on C. Let's rotate round C this time. Striker is going to go to the bush, and it does look like Necromancer is going to be going into the C cap, so it does look like a B and a C strat for ENT. Necromancer just getting a bit of a smack there from Enjoy Solo Q. No, it could have been AMX actually of HF 7710. Clutch and Steve the Troller just up high, giving some support to Necromancer, who is going to have uncontested C cap here. Rename user in the mouse, just holding fire, ready to put shots into that B cap if it goes in. Kenwar's just holding back along with Devil Anthem. You can see there that Safety Zone in the Vickers Light rotating back into his sport. ENT, however, will take the early advantage with the cap points. A cap will now be taken by HLV, and I'm expecting ENT to just consolidate and look at defending that B cap in their flank. Now you can see here that the AMXs of Koyu and 7 Center 10, they're going to basically join up with Momosaku and From Abyss eventually and probably push round the flank. Enjoy Solo Q therefore is the only isolated tank in real terms, but he is an isolated mouse. Nevertheless, we saw that even an isolated mouse, like we saw with Steve the Troller, can really get pummeled. So Enjoy Solo Q here. But, oh no, HLV are not going to push around that flank. They're actually coming back through their spawn. Now, are they going to push the flank or are they going to push through the middle? They have Rush in the Crown Wagon just overlooking. They're just going to hold back here at the moment. I think they're going to make a push down into the B cap the way they're stacking up. to try and put a lot of pressure onto ENT. ENT at the moment, well, rename user is in not a bad spot, to be fair. The Crown Dragons of Abyss and Kuyu now, well, they're going back towards their spawn. I'm interested to see what... I think 7710 is going to join back up Kuyu. Mumasaka is actually going to go into this little spot here, I think. Yeah, no, continuing the push into B, actually. Mumasaka is doing a great move here. Onto the noses of ENT. I don't know if rename user is going to be able to reset that. And no, he's not. I don't think he's got the gun depression to reset it. So Mamasaku is going to be actually get the B cap onto the nose of ENT. Now, ENT could be on the back foot here. This is not a bad move from HLV. They're coming up the top. They're going to put pressure from the top onto the C cap. Troller here, Steve the Troller, really getting pummeled a little bit. Mamasaku's continuing. Now Striker, Kengwall's Devil's Anthem, and rename user are now going to push. I'm going to leave this little zone for the moment because the action is now going on over here. Momosaku has managed to get shots into rename user. Now Enjoy Solo Q is coming into the fray. The IS-4s of Kengwall's and Devil Anthem are now trying to push up, but Rush has put himself in a great position. This is great stuff from HLV. Rush is basically being pummeled in. Necromancer is coming in. So renamed user, Necromancer. Renamed user is retaking B. He's trying to steal it back. But it's 3-on-2 here at the moment. Now we've got 7710 coming in, putting shots into the back. Down goes Rush. He was a one-shot. ENT basically have the advantage at the moment. But now here come the 50B. Oh, renamed user goes down massively. And so does Necromancer. HLV taking the advantage back. Now, what's going to happen? HLV just going to consolidate here. Kengwall's jumping in, trying to put pressure onto Enjoy Solo Q. But Clutch is now being surrounded from Abyss and Safety Zone. Clutch is going to survive it. But the advantage is distinctly with HLV unless Enjoy Solo Q goes down here. Kengwall's taking him out. Turning it back to HLV's advantage. Momosaku here. HLV are desperately in need of killing something. Clutch goes down. But doesn't matter. They're trying to get the cap. Safety Zone, Koyu from Abyss coming in. Kengwall's, Devil's Anthem and Steve the Troller are trying to consolidate around the B cap. This is great stuff from both teams. Striker, however, is a one-shot. Safety Zone should be able to take him down here. Yes, he does, and that gives HLV the advantage. They've got to take a tank down, have ENT if they've got any chance. And that is from Abyss, but they haven't got the chance. HLV take it on the point. And Steve the Troller goes down anyway. Wowzers. Great stuff from HLV. Really well played. ENT tried to bring it back, but, you know, HLV just really played that nicely. You can see there, HLV dishing out slightly more damage. But it was the way they played it. They rotated all the way around the map. I mean, we had the AMXs going to the A cap, then going back to the spawn, then going to the B cap, then going back to the C cap, then coming back to the B cap. Really, really good use of the map. So what can I say? That is very, very nicely done by HLV. So HLV have got the advantage here, 1 foot into today's final at the expense of ENT, swapping those spawn points here on Naval Frontier. This time we're going to have HLV on the south spawn, ENT on the north. HLV readied up immediately. Safety Zone in Avica, 7710 in the AMX. Enjoy Solo Q in the Mouse. From Abyss in a Crown Wagon. Kuyu in an AMX 50B. Rush in a Crown Wagon. And Mamasaku in an IS-4. Looking at ENT, well, we have Clutch in the 50B. Devil Anthem in a Crown Wagon. Kengwall's in an IS-4, R Necromancer in an E5, renamed user T22, Steve the Troller in a Clan, and Striker, well, we don't know. He would have been in an IS, he would have been in an E5, but now he's in an IS-4, so there you go. ENT got quite a bit of work to do here. They've got to bring it back. They've got to take it to that decider if they want to get into today's final. HLV will be sat there thinking, well, we can just do, you know, just make sure we can do X, Y, and Z and we'll be okay. So, who's it going to be? HRV? Are they going to continue their relentless charge forward, or ENT? Hit points, well, that's going in favour of HRV here. Mainly because of Enjoy Solo Q in his super duper moose. As I said, ENT have got it all to do. They can do it, however. Let's get up high into the back. So, what we can see here at the moment, safety zone of HRV is going up high. The rest of HRV are looking for the A and the B cap, not even bothering with the C cap. Moving around the map. Let's go a little bit quicker so we can get there quicker. Well, at the moment we have the T-22 of renamed user, along with Necromancer just in the bushes looking. The IS-4s of King Walls and Striker just behind. Clutch in the 50B. Told you they normally stick on it that rock. That's where he's gone. And then we got Steve Troller and Devil going up high, overlooking. Looks like Striker is going to look to jump into that C-cap. They will get the early advantage, potentially. There's only one. Whereas HLV are going to get the A-cap a lot quicker because there's two of them in there. But Striker did have quite a bit of time in the C-cap before they jumped into A. So cap advantage will go to ENT, albeit slightly. However, Enjoy Solo Q taking advantage of the fact and jumping into the B-cap in his mouse. Renamed user trying to look, or even Necromancer looking to try and reset, but oh, they managed to just on the cusp. King Wars here getting smacked a little bit by Rush. Now, what are ENT going to do? Are they going to be able to reset Enjoy Solo Q again? They've reset him twice now. Now we've got the Vickers of 7710 and Koyu coming back round. Enjoy Solo Q this time is not going to be reset because those 50Bs are going to be able to keep the heads down. And there you go. Enjoy Solo Q does manage to take the cap. At the moment, it is ENT who's being bled here by HLV. Enjoy Solo Q gets a bit of a smack, but now we've got Mamasaku dropping down, looking to push Necromancer and renamed user by looks on it. He is joined by Rush. They are going to put pressure onto Necromancer here. Poor Necromancer is trying to back out of there. He has dropped his reactive armor, but good shots going into him. Really good shots. Renamed user is also being pressured. Oh, Necromancer just missing Enjoy Solo Q shot going in here, but he is going to go. He is going to be pushed heavily here. He does have some support, but King Wars can't really help him. So our Necromancer here is really being bled. Devil's Anthem is now coming round to try and help out, but he gets smacked. Down goes renamed user, taken down by Safety Zone and Rush. So again, one tank down for ENT. Devil's Anthem is going to come around the corner. Clutch is also coming around to try and help out. Down goes Safety Zone. They may be able to get Rush out of the game here. Rush is going to go down, but let's get back to the middle because this is where the brawl now is. Steve Troller has gone down. Mamasaku is a one-shot, but then again, so is From Abyss. At the same time, Rush has gone down. Oh, triple tap straight into that poor King Wars taking down From Abyss. Mamasaku is a one-shot, but our Necromancer managed to stay alive. However, King Wars coming in. He needs to finish off Mamasaku before he himself gets finished off. It's now 3-on-3, but the points are favouring HLV. Necromancer is now a one-shot. Necromancer is now a no-shot. Devil's Anthem and Clutch, the last two standing. They may be able to get down Solo Q. There he goes, courtesy of Clutch. 7-7-10 though is very Anthem and very healthy. And the points are in favour of HLV here, not ENT. I think Devil Anthem going to go down here to 7-7-10. I don't think he will be able to survive this AMX-50B. Koyu comes in and puts him down anyway, and it's one. Clutch desperately trying to get that B cap, but HLV with their two caps managing to take the game on points. Almost, very close. ENT almost managing it, but the base there of B being taken by Enjoy Solo Q was a game changer. So it will be HLV going into today's final. ENT, unfortunately, they will go in for the third place playoff. So it's not all over for them just yet. It's all about collecting cups. So do we have any results? Let's have a look. Well, we know HLV are through. Who is their opponent? It's going to be GV on Dynasties Pearl in about 20 minutes. That means ENT and RN will be facing each other in also about 20 minutes. They're all going out on Rockfield. So GV, well, they turned over RN 2-0, so that's a good game. Let's have a quick look at Dynasties Pearl, shall we? If I've got it. I think I've got it. There we go, Dynasties Pearl. Not my favourite map in public games, although I'm starting to like it a bit more than I used to. I used to absolutely detest it. Still don't like it from in a TD. Anyway, let's get up high. So, what are we expecting to see on Dynasties Pearl? Well, it all depends yet again. From either spawn, clans like to sort of potentially look at doing the C strat, getting their tanks into C, and then getting defensive positions all the way around here. Sometimes you'll see them take a super heavy like a mouse and stick him here with the potential of taking the B cap. Sometimes they will bring a mouse up this route just to put a bit of pressure on if the other team have got a mouse, because the chances are the other team are sending their mouse up here as well. From the other side, well, it's pretty much the same strat. If you go for C, stick a mouse either around here, get the rest of the team bunkered down after you take C, waiting for the push on B. Now, what then happens is, if the clans, however, decide to go to A, which does happen, then they'll take the A cap, and then they'll basically take the defensive positions around here to begin with, looking to push into the B cap. Now, some clans like to then stick their mouse either here or here, depending on where they spawn. However, some clans also put a super heavy, like a mouse or even an IS-4, in this position, just to make sure that nothing comes down the flank, especially if they cap A before the other side caps C. Same on this side. I do see clans sticking tanks down in this position just in case. So it's all about, in real terms, like it always is, about the caps and who gets that advantage. Now, I have seen some clans, if they're being incredibly aggressive, take the C cap and, at the same time, drop in a Vickers or something similar into the B cap before the other time gets to Jossie into the position, then rotate out and then stick a mouse or an IS-4 or an E5 around this area. That gives them massive advantage. But it's a risky move and it doesn't always pay off, because you've got to stick your fast tank into there, and the fast tanks are normally the lightest armoured, and I guess what generally happens is that even though you can get a fast tank there, you will get a lumbering mouse come here, normally before you can cap. So that's what we're basically looking at on Dynasties Pearl. Now I've completely forgotten what the decider match was, because my head is fried. So what was it? It was New Bay. Oh, New Bay. We may not get to a decider, but you never know with these guys. So let's have a look at New Bay. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, I don't want to do that either. I'm losing the plot. Let's have a look at New Bay. What? Just press replays, you muppet. Sorry about that. Being a complete utter muppet there. Even worse because I don't have New Bay, but I have it over here somewhere. Somewhere, he says. There it is. Oof. We have seen this game. This is Lone of Void going out in the E5, doing about almost 6k damage and only getting first class. Go figure. But it's New Bay. That's always a good thing. So let's... Now, again, it all depends. What I generally see on a lot of servers, especially like the EU server, clans like to take their tanks up to this area. The reason being, if they can dominate this area, the chances are they can get cross shots over there. I do see them trying to fast cap either A or B, because you can do this strat from either side. So it can be, you can fast cap it from here, and you can fast it up here, and then sending tanks up there. I also see clans sending their super heavies, like an E100, potentially sometimes an IS-4, down to this area. The reason being, they can put pressure on anything that, if I don't get shoved over the top by the subway, they can, which I can't, because the subway's annoying. Basically, what happens is some clans like to put their tanks around here so they can put pressure on while staying hauled down if anything's going to cross. Generally, they won't cross because they're not that daft, which means they'll start to push down here to get side shots on the ramps. And when you get to here, the reason why they send their heavies there is to basically anticipate that. Also, it allows the heavies to also use this little sort of side road if they need to, if the sea cap is being sort of pressured by one tank, to get good positioning as well. I have seen clans like Endgame, who admittedly have some very, very great strats, sending heavies down towards the A cap, avoiding the A cap, going through, carrying along this line, and then popping up here and putting shots into the back of the clan on the ramps. So what I generally see on EU and in the majority of the games is that the action is around the area that is now in view. Basically the ramps and where the subway has that sort of diamond crossing thing. On occasion, and it is on occasion, you will see some action around the park area. It all depends. So that's what we'll be looking at. But again, it all depends on what meta they take and what strats they're employing. They could be taking any. Now, let's see if I've got any more replays out there. I should have. I think we can get one out there. Let's have a look at Clutch, who we saw from ENT going out in a Crown Wagon. On, ironically, Naval Frontier. Well, just like you see the tanks getting swamped by other tanks, I'm getting swamped by a mosquito, really, really annoying me. Just all around looking for lovely, juicy blood running through my body, apparently. Damn little thing. Alright, I'm just going to get a coffee, so I will let Clutch's gameplay basically do the talking for itself. Hello, I'm back. I must admit that camo on the Cran does look particularly nice. It suits the Cran, I think. I think it does. That camo doesn't suit a lot of tanks, but I think it does suit the Cran wagon. Let's be honest. I don't think it's too bad. Not really. Looks okay, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it. Pretty cool. Pretty funky. Doing some great damage here in this little Crown Wagon. I mean, Crown Wagon is a great tank once you get used to it. Getting used to it, however, is the big thing, because once you've expended that clip, well, this DPM is a bit sucky, let's not lie. Not the best DPM tank in the world at tier 10. But when it has got its full ammunition, boy, it can be an absolute nightmare. Look at this, can he get the shots into the back of that as Jagdpanther? Yes, he can. Bye-bye, Jagdpanther. Cheerio. Thank you for playing. Now it's 3 against 6. 215B there. Optimistically looking at HE. I've not seen anybody with the blue Octo camo yet, so come on guys, pull your finger out, get those aces. 4 of them, remember. Only 4, you only need 4 aces. But I haven't seen anybody with it yet. So, Must be pretty difficult to get that camo, I think. Which is a damn shame because I do like the look of it. So here we have Clutch desperately trying to reload before he goes down there. Now he's got 2 in the clip. There's number 1. Here comes number 2. Not going to be enough to finish him off though. Now he's got that long reload. He's already done over 6,000 damage though. Secured a nice little ace mastery. Yay! Well, he should have. Yes, there he goes. 6,182 dished out. Nicely done indeed. Do I have time for one more replay? I don't know. I don't know if I do, is the honest answer. Yeah, have a look at Rolling Swarm playing in his Sheridan. You might as well. We've got 10 minutes. More than enough time. More than enough time to have a look at rolling around the map in his Sheridan. A tank I still really don't like. Only because I can't play it. I play it for toffee. And if I don't play a tank well, then I don't like it. Because it means I have to spam it, and I don't like spamming the Sheridan. I don't have the ping on EU to play lights that effectively, to be fair. But sometimes you get a tank you just do not see eye to eye. And with this one, I just could not see eye to eye with its missiles, which automatically put me off it, because I couldn't use them, and I had to use the APCR, and I just played it badly. There was a time, however, when I just didn't get on with the E5 either. I used to get on with it nicely in tournaments. Loved playing it in tours. One of my favourite tanks in tours. But just couldn't play it in randoms, just couldn't get used to it, and then I had to spam it for like a day or 2. And just play it and play it and play it. And that, you know, that does help. It does help. However, you've got to be careful because you will get, unfortunately, losing streaks when you spam a tank. And a lot of people say if you're getting on a losing streak when you're spamming a tank, you know, go to another tank, blah, blah, blah. And there's some theory behind that, but what I generally do, don't go to another tank, I just flip between ratings and random games. It depends, you know, what floats your boat, really. It's like the other day, I did a stream where I just spammed the IS-7. Absolutely had so much fun in it. I find it does help when you do it that way, because you get more used to the tank. And, you know, some of these pro players that you see with their obscene win rates and damages, if you have a look at the tanks that they're rolling out in, they're very good in most of them. But if you have a look, there are some tanks they would have played for like 1,000 battles or 2,000 battles in some instances. And that's the reason why they're so good in the tanks, because they've played so many battles in that thing that they've gotten used to it. Rolling here, being a bully, I won't deny it. Needs a grill on 116 hit points. What a bounce. What a bounce. You have to admit, RN Jesus was kind of shining on you there, Rolling. Yeah. You're a light tank and you've just bounced a grill. Oh my god. And you were side on, let's be frank. You weren't like front on or anything, you were side on. Unbelievable, really. Is he? No, he's not AFK. I thought he was AFK for the moment. I mean, the grill, however, may have tried to hit him with a heat, which was a mistake. I don't think it was, not with 650 HP. Blocked there. 640, sorry. I think that was AP. So I'm surprised that bounced. Do I have a little bit of luck, eh? Rolling already up to 4.2k. Good shot into the Jaegeroo. Able to back out. Nobody's really interested in this poor little Sheridan. Don't want to put any pressure on him. Difficult to pen that E5 when he's all down like that. Maybe the Jaegeroo is going to present. Yes, he does. Good roll into the Jaegeroo. 5.4k damage now. Still a lot of hit points out there for him to snap up. Not going to lie. He's going to finish the Jaegeroo, which is only on 17 hit points. There we go. Some people wouldn't have taken that shot because of the low hit points, but you know, it works out. Nobody else was pushing the Jaegeroo. Now he's got an E5 to contend with. Put it into the bottom plate. Oof! By E5. Cheerio, thank you for playing. Just the T22 left. 5.9k damage dished out. Roland has lost a little bit of hit points here in this little light tank, which clearly isn't a little light tank. Oh, T22 makes an error. Great shot. Absolutely great shot there. Finishing him off. And 6.2k, lovely mastery in the Sheridan. So we should have the invite now, so let's go. Accept it. Accept it. And we will have GV on the south spawn, HLV on the north. Both teams are readied up. So we have Berlin in a mouse, Officer in an IS-4, Capricorn in an IS-4, Liski in an IS-4, Nubic in a mouse, Rome in a T22, and Tokyo in an E5. Moving over to HLV, we have Safety Zone in a T22, 7710 in a mouse, Enjoy Solo Q, surprisingly, in a mouse, From Abyss in a Crown Wagon, Koyu in a Crown Wagon, Rush in an IS-4, and Mamasaku in an IS-4. Not surprised that Mouses and two of them are making a showing on both teams here. This is, after all, Dynasties Pearl. And I did sort of show you that they're going to be going down that B lane. Which side, however, is, well, that's the deciding matter. Now, are they going to be looking at going to the A cap or the C cap? And that is the deciding matter. Oh, Jürgen Govinda coming in the T22, potentially. At the expense of, who did he knock out? Let's find out. Capricorn. There we go. So Jürgen Govinda jumping into the E5. That's prompted Tokyo to potentially change his tank. No, staying in an E5. Or maybe not. Oh, forgot the webcam. So they're still toying with their meta here. Who's taking what tank? So Tokyo jumps into an IS-4, or not. They haven't got plenty of time, so it's not like they've got over a minute to go. Right, now they've settled down. Jürgen Govinda is going in an E5, Tokyo into an IS-4. Now Rome is scratching his head. Looking at the way the tanks are lining up here, I mean, you got two Crown Wagons on HLV, a T22 and two IS-4s. Now, the Crown Wagons are beautiful haul-down tanks. IS-4s not so much because of the gun depression or lack of. T22, wow, that just helps you roll around the map at a quicker pace. Would I be looking at a B and an A and a C strat there from HLV? Potentially, yes. Moving over to GV, wow, similar scenario. They've got an E5, they haven't got a Crown Wagon, but they've got a lot of IS-4s. Now, are they looking at A there with the IS-4s? Again, I don't really know, and this is the thing. You can sort of guess. The only thing that is probably certain is the Mouses are going down that B lane. But are they going to the city side or are they going down on the park side? Well, we're going to find out in less than 10 seconds now. So let's try and anticipate where they're going to go. Yeah. Either way, both teams are sort of finely tuned here, hit point wise. There's not going to be much in it, to be honest with you. And there isn't. There's 205 points difference in the favour of GV, only because they haven't got any Crown Wagons. 205 points is nothing at this level of the game. Absolutely nothing. So, let's see. Well, already it looks like GV are doing the C strat. Rome there. Going to be rolling out very quickly. HLV, well, safety zone is also heading for that sea cap area, but the Crown Dragons are heading northwards. So Rome and safety zone spotting each other. Officer in the IS-4 going up the B lane on the outside of the map. Enjoy Solo Q in the mouse. Is he going to stay there? Well, we've got Tokyo coming round, Liski coming round, and Yogai and Govinda coming round. Nubich and Berlin and the mouses, well, they're not exactly the fastest tanks in the game, are they? So it's all about who's going to cap first. Now, it looks like HLV are going to cap A first. So this means Rome has got to jump in, or... oh, that's a great shot from Enjoy Solo Q. Rome really getting pulled there by safety zone, by Enjoy Solo Q, and I think safety zone also put a shot into him. So hit the cap points. Oh, that's another great shot. That's coming from HLV that time in the mouse. So you can see where HLV is readied up, and this is the thing. So now HLV are in a great position. They've taken the A cap, they've got the points, and they've put their mouse in two great positions. They are now defending both the flank, the left flank, and the B cap. C cap is still not taken. So that puts GV seriously on a back foot, which means they've got to push that B cap. Not taking the C cap is put them down. They're 100 points down, basically. That's significant. So it's now up to GV. GV have got to do all the hard work. HLV have got control at the moment. And if we pull all the way back, you can see here the way they're stacking up. Safety zone in the T-22 is just going to be there to plug gaps. Crown Wagons are on a good position here to just in case anything comes into that B cap. Momosaku in the IS-4 is nicely down. Rush is also covering, and the two mouses are really close. So we've got IS-4 of Officer and the mouse of Berlin either side of the B cap. Nubich in the mouse is looking to come up. Lasicki is, well, is he going to come down that flank? He's got support from Tokyo. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to blink first. Well, I can't really see HLV blinking. Not at this moment in time. It's going to be GV. Now, is it going to be Lasicki coming round and trying to put shots in with the assistance there of Tokyo? Well, that's what it looks like. And as soon as that happens, then you'll see a push into B, I would have thought. Now, on the other flank, there's only Yogai and Govinda there. HLV have stacked themselves nicely for the defence here. Let's not lie. I don't think... it's 100 points between the two at the moment. So I don't think GV are going to start pushing until about the 700 mark. Because they can't afford to be bled as they go into B. Officer trying to get shots into 7-7-10, not succeeding. Shots coming across into Momosaku, but he's nicely hauled down. The only thing that's going to really hurt him from all that way from Rome is going to be an HE roll, and that's not really going to help. Rome is trying, though, to get shots across into Momosaku. They're not going to be pushing down the right flank. Officer, I don't know where Officer's going, but he's going somewhere. Lasicki and Tokyo just staying where they are. Now we're at the 720 mark. So it looks like Officer is going to be... is he going to join on the left flank, or is he going to... no, they're going to come up the middle. Here comes the push. So Lasicki and Tokyo moving at the same time as Nubich, Officer and Berlin into the B cap. Lasicki trying to get a shot into 7-7-10 there. That's going to prompt from Abyss and the Crown Wagon to push down on the IS-4s. Good shot into Tokyo. Joy Solo Q going to help out there. B cap is now being taken by GV. So GV have now got two caps. They're going to continue their push. That's exactly what they're doing. Now Momosaku is being taken on by Yogai and Govinda. We've got the mouses, we've got the push, the counter push from HLV onto Tokyo. Tokyo here looking worse for wear, however. Tokyo goes down. Quickly back over to this area because 7-7-10 Enjoy Solo Q. Berlin is looking worse for wear. Berlin has one shot, but Enjoy Solo Q wants that B cap. HLV do have the points, not GV. 7-7-10 has gone down. Now Nubich is looking to put shots over, but I don't know where that shot went. I was looking for Momosaku, but he's now pushing on Yogai and Govinda. A cap is now being taken, but look at the points here for HLV. HLV have got the points. GV have got to do something, and you can see Nubich is pushing into on Joy Solo Q. Rome over there with safety zone, and Joy Solo Q is going to go down here. Maybe, but Rome goes down. This is still giving HLV an advantage. Abyss has gone down though. It all depends what happens now with Enjoy Solo Q. And it also depends what's going over there with Mamasaku. Oh, my mouse is so sensitive. Down goes Momosaku. Rush takes out Yogai and Govinda, but now GV have got the points. They also lost Enjoy Solo Q. Safety Zone has got to take a Siki out, and he does, turning the advantage back to HLV. Can they take out Officer rather than the mouse? They're 5 points away from victory, and they do. HLV take it. Really nicely played by HLV. GV just a little bit too slow getting into that cap, and why is my mouse so sensitive in some instances? I just don't know. So looking at the hit points there, wow, the damage being knocked out by HLV, much nicer by the tune of 4,000. I think GV, well, they just left it a little bit too late. They couldn't really rush into the C cap, not to be, not to be harsh on them. You did have 7-7-10, was it 7-7-10? Oh no, it was a Enduro Solo Q overlooking, and you also had Safety Zone there. But it was a nice push by GV into the B cap, but it was a great counter, to be fair, from HLV. It was closer than it looked. So, HLV triumphing, but it was a lot closer than it appeared. So well done, GG's to both clans there. Congratulations to HLV, commiserations to GV. Now we're going to swap those spawn points here in Dynasties Pill. This time we've got GV on the north spawn, HLV on the south. Both clans have readied up, so we have Berlin in a mouse, Officer in an IS-4, Yogai and Govinda in an E5, Lisicki in an IS-4, Nubic in a mouse, Rome in a T22, Tokyo in an E5. Moving over to HLV, we have Safety Zone in a T22, 7-7-10 in a mouse, Enjoy Solo Q in a mouse, From Abyss in an AMX-50, Koyu in a 50B as well, doubling up with Abyss, Rush in an IS-4, and Mamasaku in an IS-4. So it's going to be interesting. 2 50Bs, 2 mouses, 2 IS-4s. What are they going to be looking for, HLV? Is that, it all depends. That would normally suggest an A strat with consolidation again, making and pushing GV into the position whereby they got no choice but to push the B cap. The way GV are stacked up there, game 2 E5s, that's sort of suggesting a C strat, but they have got 2 IS-4s as well, so they could also go to A. It all depends. Either way, both teams have got 2 mouses. Hit points, well, it's going to be favouring GV because the 2 AMX-50Bs just carrying a little bit less armour. But it's only 300, that's not much, not really, not at this level. So let's get a pie into the back. So GV are kind of heading for the C cap as I suspected, and the mouses will probably peel off and go to the B cap. But what are HLV going to do? Well, actually they're going C strat as well, apart from Safety Zone. Momosaku's going down there first. He's going to get there in the IS-4 nicely and quickly. He's going to see Officer. Rome and Yogai and Govinda already there. Mouse of Berlin and Nubic come around the corner, tailing off, pushing towards B. Tokyo and Lisicki come out wide. So GV are looking to dominate the park area, although Rome is rotating out. They are worried about those 50Bs who are just going to be held back in reserve for the moment. Mouses are not going to the B cap, they're actually coming into the park. So 7-7-10 is going to be looking to push. Now Berlin and Nubic should be able to drop into the B cap easily. Safety Zone will take the A cap. So cap advantage actually will go to HLV here. Yogai and Govinda has had a bit of a smacking, nothing to talk home about. But what is going on in this B cap is what is interesting, because Safety Zone will be able to put shots in, and there you see there are shots coming across into Nubic, and a lot of shots. He's lost a lot of hit points there. 7-7-10 has had to back out. Now the 50Bs have reacted. Now the 50Bs are going to come round and rotate into the back, and they're fully loaded, so they're going to come round the back and try and take Nubic out, and Nubic is going to go down here. No two ways about it. Koyu should be able to take him out. 2 shots into his bottom plate. There's number 1. What about number 2? There's number 2. Down he goes. But at the same time, We got Berlin rotating out of there. Officer trying to push, but Mamasaku is helping. So is Rush. Joy Solo Q is toying over the back there with Rome in the T-22. Now safety zone comes around. Down goes Berlin in the other mouse. So both mouses gone. HLV now able to take the B cap. This is looking really, really good. Poor old officer goes down. Tokyo is now pretty much isolated as the mouse of 7710 keeps him firmly smacked against that wall. Koyu is just going to try and farm him. One more shot from Koyu. There we go. Isaki and Yergine Govinda very healthy, but wow, it's 2 against too many. And this is all going to HLV. They may get some token kills now, GV, but HLV have got this one in the bag. Safety zone, able to put shots indiscriminately into the back of Lisicki. Down goes Lisicki. Yergine Govinda is the last man standing. Can't really do too much. It's 7 on 1, and it really is all over. Great moves. Great strat by HLV. Really, really able to sort of put a lot of punishment onto GV there. Really good strat. Love the way they brought those... Anyway, love the way they brought those AMX-50s around and put a lot of pressure on those mouses in the B cap. That was clearly their intention all the time. So, congratulations to HLV. They are the triumphant winners of PYS number 3. Commiserations to GV. They were just outplayed today. They were just outplayed today. So let's see if we had a result in the 3rd place playoff. Don't know if we did. ENT and RN. So how did it stand? Wow, RN turning over ENT 2-0. So congratulations to RN, they came 3rd. Commiserations to ENT, they are 4th. So that's it for today, guys. This was the rescheduled stream, so it's all over. That's all it is. As I said, big kudos to all the clans, to be fair. They all played stunningly well. But the winner on the day is going to be HLV. They really, really, really have been fantastic. I've been Fujit. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for watching, and a huge, massive thank you for the mods for doing some sterling work back there. Chat was a little bit weird today, but you did some great job. Anyway, I'm off now. We're not back again until tomorrow with PYS number 4. So until then, guys, I'll catch you all later. Have an enjoyable rest of your day, wherever that day may see you, time-wise, or you may be in another day. I don't know. Until the next time, all the best. Bye for now.